Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Well, good afternoon, my people. Got a few items to clear up here before we get started here. My co-host is not here today. He just happened to be in the Tampa area, and he has no electricity in his home. He has no water, no internet. So I'm doing this telecast by myself today. So please bear with me because I'm going to try to get as much time in as I can. So, uh, got a lot to talk about. We missed our Tuesday telecast, we missed our Thursday telecast, but I'm here today and we're going to keep this thing going until Mr. T comes back. He's I've been in text contact with him, and I guess he's doing okay. His family and stuff is still hanging in there. Nobody got seriously injured. Nobody got seriously hurt. It's just that the his living conditions is not the best. So I'm sitting here with my old robe on. It's makes me comfortable. I feel comfortable in this thing here. So when you get older, sometimes the the least little things and stuff make you comfortable. Things that you feel okay in and stuff that just been well worn. And this thing right here has been well worn. I've had it for many years, and when I feel nostalgic, I'll get up and I'll put this baby on and walk around the house and take my hood, put the hood on. uh, well, I guess this hood is a form of me hiding myself. I'm hiding. I get down here and I walk outside and I put the hood down and I walk around and I guess my neighbors and stuff, they're used to me doing this and everything. So when nobody says anything, that they just look at me and say, man, that bishop is crazy. Well, I am, but let's get started here. I got a list of items and stuff here that we're going to talk about. Put my peepers on so I can see here a little bit. I have to wear these things because I'm farsighted now. And the beauty of the medical industry allows me to go from being nearsighted, where I have to wear glasses to see far away, that I can not wear glasses and see far away, but I have to put glasses on to see up close. So I had some surgery on my eyes and stuff this year, and now I don't wear my glasses. I used to wear glasses. I had been wearing glasses for, man, many, many decades. And even today, it seems like a lot of times I'll reach up and I'll touch my nose, the bridge of my nose and everything, push my glasses up, or I can't wash my face because I got to take my glasses off, which I don't have glasses on. So it's uh, it's still it's still there where I think that I have glasses on and I really don't. When I get into the shower, got to take off my glasses because I'm so used to doing that. Well, now I don't have to do that because I don't have glasses on. So I bought these things. They cost me $1.50 at Dollar Tree. They have a whole rack of these glasses, and depending on what type of magnification that I need to be able to read the small print, that's what I get. So these right here, I think is 150, but I guess it's not if my eyes get any bad worse and everything that I have to up the power and everything to say plus 75, 175, 250. Well, these are 150, so they serve the purpose. So they only a dollar and a quarter. So here I am. All right. I had a conversation the other day with one of my ex football players. In my younger days, I coached Little League football in Illinois. And it was a very interesting time. And this football player, he was on we have like four divisions and stuff. They were like the Bantam and the Pee Wees, the JVs, and the varsity. Mostly those individual divisions and stuff follow age groups, Bantams and stuff. You couldn't be no more than say 8 years old, maybe nine. The Pee Wee division, you go from 8, 9, 10, maybe 11. And then the JVs and stuff, they picked up those stragglers, the kids that who were overweight, who were 11 years old, even 10 years old. If you're 10 years old, you can weigh up to 130 pounds because we did have a lot of heavy kids and stuff. And I used to get, yeah, because I was a JV coach and I got the kids and stuff were 10, 11, 12, and some 13-year old. So we get on that lower level of 10, then you get on a higher level of 13. Usually if they were 13, they may have went up to the varsity level, but if they were very small and they were 13 years old, they couldn't weigh no more than 108, 110. Well, then I had them on my JV team. Other than that, they had to move up to the varsity level. So we had a conversation, this ex-football player and I did, about what effect the coaches on our little league team had upon the kids that went through our program. And as he and I were talking about this, I started reflecting back on some of the things that I did with my football players and how I grew as a coach and how my knowledge and stuff of football and my effect upon the kids who came through our program had upon the kids and stuff as they went on into high school and some of them who went off into college. And he thought that what we did had a very, very positive effect upon the kids and stuff who went through our program. And as I look at some of the kids and stuff that I coached and stuff and now they are grown, they have children of their own. I a lot of them and stuff are getting out there and they're doing a lot of positive things and stuff in the world. And it was eye opening for me to hear him as one of my ex football players say that, hey, you guys, your efforts to teach us football, to give us an outlet and everything, and to give us guidance, even though we only had these kids from August until November, first of November of each year, that it had a profound effect upon them even after they left our program, even during the school time when we would see them and say, "Hey, what are you doing in school? How are your grades and everything?" So we have to cherish those coaches and stuff, and the people and stuff in the organizations and stuff who put forth an effort to uh, give back to the community and giving uh, these children and stuff in our community an outlet other than being involved in gangs, being involved in drugs, being involved in bad things that are going on in the urban areas. So I look back and man, I was reflected upon the bad things also that I saw working with the children that we were working with. My wife, she used to be a cheerleading coach. She was the matter of fact, she was director of her organization and stuff as a cheerleader, and the efforts and stuff that she went through to make sure that her girls were given the right things and stuff to make them good citizens and stuff out there. And the fact that some of her girls still call her up and stuff after they have their own children, and then they call her mom and stuff like that. Terms of endearment to her. Well, in our community, Black community, we had parents who didn't put forth an effort for their children. And we were the only positive things in their lives to make them think that they can do better. As a parent, you have to be aware of your children's needs or whatever. And when you're not being aware of the needs and stuff of your children and you're only aware of the needs of yourself, you are doing a disservice and everything to kids, to the public system that is trying to educate them, and to the justice system and everything who's going to have to deal with them because you didn't do your job and stuff as a parent. I'm not putting any burden up upon parents who don't do those things and stuff. That is your choice. You have a right and stuff to have your choice. This is a country of choices. And if you decide that all you need to do is put clothes on your child's back and make sure they get off to school, then and nothing else, then that's your choice. But you are shortchanging our children and not giving them that full advantage of what is expected of them when they become 18 years old. So when I see parents who didn't go that that 9 yards or that 10 yards, that effort and stuff to take them the kids to the goal line, and the kids jump into the justice system and they're in court and sitting down there and somebody in a black robe and stuff with a little hammer in his hand, a wooden gavel in his hand, and pow, and go to jail. And you're sitting there in the audience and stuff, and you're crying, "Ah, my baby." Well, mom, where were you when your baby really needed you? Sad thing. But anyway, I was reflecting upon that, and that gave me some insight as to how the things that we used to do and everything with our children, they would come. Our games and stuff was on Sunday, and we had them all day on Sunday. We had to get them, and usually we had away games and stuff. We picked the kids up because all the teams and stuff went. We didn't play all at the same time, but we had to take the kids and stuff and everything to the game sites. And sometimes we would have to go by and pick these kids up from their homes. And we get there and the kid's still in bed. So So if they were a good football player, that meant we had to go in there and wake the kid up and say, "Hey, Jim, let's go. We have a game here." And they would jump up and go in there and throw their clothes on. They'll wash their face or anything like that. And they would get all their stuff together or whatever. And they get out in the car and stuff. And, and we would have them all day. And they hadn't eaten anything. So we were one of the coaches to pick these kids up. We had to stop at some place to give them something to eat. So they wouldn't be out on the field and stuff during game time and trying to play football and throwing up because there was nothing on their stomach. That's what we had to do. There were times when I would, after practice on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and we would finish practice. It's time to go home. And a lot of kids and stuff who were in the neighborhood, they would walk home, get on their bikes or whatever, and walk, and they would go to their homes. But there were some kids who lived a little bit further away from the practice field, so they would ask I and the coaches, and I know this happened with the coaches and stuff on the Pee Wee level, and the coaches on the Bantam level, and the coaches on the varsity level. The same thing was going on. We get the kids, put them in our car. It's a school day now. It's usually in the wintertime. It gets dark early, about 5:30, 6 o'clock, start getting dark. And we take the kids home, and guess what? Nobody was there. Couldn't leave the kid and stuff sitting outside, so we had to sit there and wait till the parents get home. The house is locked up. Nobody's there. What do you do? I have to go home. My other coaches and stuff, they have to have families they have to be with, but we have to sit there with these children because we cannot leave these children outside by themselves. Anything can happen to them. So these things and stuff happen with these kids on a regular basis. And it was our responsibility that we took upon ourselves to do something for these kids, whatever we could do, whether we had to feed them, we had to clothe them. And what I mean by we had to clothe them, these kids had on Sunday, they had to have their game uniforms. And after my second year and stuff of coaching, I realized that there were some parents and stuff who didn't wash their kids' game uniform. And they would wear the uniform, get sweaty and everything. They'd go home with the uniforms on. They wear the uniforms to school, and they wouldn't wash them. And these kids loved their uniform. They had their team name on the back of the uniform, and they wear them things to school and everything. So their classmates and everything can see that they play football. And then come Sunday, game time, they would bring no uniforms, dirty, nasty, and get ready to play the game the next Sunday. So after my second year of seeing this happen, I just had my coaches. We sat down and I talked to my coaches. I had usually have two or three of them who were assistants along with me, and we decided that at the end of the game we would take the kids' uniforms from them. And what we would do is we would take them home and either get our wives or us or whatever sometime during that week and everything. We would take the uniforms to a laundromat or whatever and wash their uniforms up, make sure they smelled nice and fresh and everything, fold them up, and then bring them to the game on Sunday so the kids would have nice, clean uniforms to wear at their game. Now, some of the kids didn't like that because where they, like I said, they wanted to wear the uniforms to school, but we could not. There were parents and stuff who did wash the kids' uniforms, but we could not take the kids' uniforms and wash them whose parents didn't take care of the kids' uniform. So we had to take everybody's uniform because there were some parents who washed their kids' uniform, make sure they were nice and clean. And the parents would ask us when they saw us taking a uniform and their kids came home and after practice and stuff on Tuesdays, they would come and say, "Well, I washed my kid's uniform. We I washed them." Then we have to sit there, and I would have to explain to them that we just can't take the kids' uniforms who parents don't wash them because these kids. We always think the kids and stuff are dumb. They don't know anything. They don't see anything. These things don't affect them. And that is our short-sightedness with our children. Any bad thing that goes on in a household, kids see it. They know if their parents is a drug addict. They know if their parents drink alcohol and get drunk all the time. They know what's going on. They're not dumb. So we have to explain to these other parents. We have to take all of them because they have to feel like a team. That everybody has to have that happen to them so they don't get the fact in their head, well, or the kids and stuff who get their clothes washed by their parents start teasing those kids and stuff. We got to take their uniforms and everything. So uh, we just take everybody's and we just tell them, oh, we just want to make sure everybody has nice, clean uniforms all at the one time. So we're going to take everybody's uniform and we're going to be okay, fellas. Okay. And then they would do it, not knowing that the reason why we took the uniforms is because the other kids and stuff who had parents who didn't wash the uniform, we wanted them, everybody, to have a nice clean uniform, not just three or four of them who parents wash their stuff and the rest of them and stuff comes in there with their uniform nasty drink and they be musty and stinky. So those are things that we have to do as coaches. We have to take on those responsibilities that the parents didn't see. And most of the people outside of our organization, they never saw this. They never had anything to do with that. And it was an effort by us that it interfered a lot of times with our family life because we shouldn't have to spend 20 hours a day, going to work and then coming back and dealing with the kids and stuff. And then we still have our families and stuff out there who also need our attention. But it was only for 4 months. So most of our families tolerated us doing this. Some families didn't. They had wives had a problem and stuff with that, whatever. And so those coaches and stuff couldn't go the extra effort that some of the other coaches and stuff had to do. So I was lucky I had a very good assistant coach and everything. He and I got along very well. And we did our job. We did what we had to do for the kids and also for ourselves, also because we had some gratification and stuff inside of us that uh, these kids and stuff were learning something from us. We were giving something to them, something that was precious and something that was valuable. That teamwork made the teamwork. That uh, you learn things and stuff while being a football player. And some parents and teachers and stuff didn't understand that there is sportsmanship being taught. You shake this other player's hand, and you make sure that um, that if you hit this kid and on the other opposite team and you know you hit him hard and everything, sometimes you may have to reach down there, hey man, help him up off the ground and everything. It's good sportsmanship. Or a lot of things and stuff happen out there in that field that taught our kids sportsmanship and being good and being good people. So I enjoyed it, and my coaches enjoyed it, and I really missed it after I had to leave and take off and moved away to another state. But I still look back on it. Some of my other players and stuff, they look back on it and they really thank us for what we did and everything for them. So enough of that. Going back in nostalgia here. Ah, the election. I don't know if any of you all have been watching what's going on. We talk about the elections and stuff every show that we have until November the 5th. We're going to talk about what's going on in the election. Tuesday, yesterday, Thursday, Wednesday night, uh, our ex-president, Barack Obama, did a rally. Let's go back a little bit here because Kamala, who is the vice president who is running to be president, can't go to all of the battleground states and do interviews and do all that. She has surrogates who go out. She has a large group, a contingency who go out and speak for her. She has uh, the House Minority Leader, who is Akeem Jeffries. Sometimes he goes out, he does things. She has uh, Josh who was the governor of Pennsylvania. He goes out and he does speak engagements and stuff for and talk to the different groups. The governor of Michigan, she is giving authority to go out as a surrogate and speak for uh, Kamala and stuff in her state of Michigan. Um, and we have our ex-president and stuff and everything. He hasn't been going out doing any speaking, but he's been supporting her as far as fundraising, sending out texts and stuff to the voters and stuff out there about what needs to be done, monies that's available and stuff for matching funds and stuff that happens when you donate $10. There's someone out there who's going to donate 10 times as much. So you donate $10, they're going to donate $90. So that increases the amount of money that the campaign coffers and stuff get. Well, getting back to our president here as being one of her surrogates, uh, she there's a segment of our country that no matter what, they have a problem with a woman being the president of this country. There are also people, black men in the black community, who feel the same way. They cannot have a woman being the president and telling them what to do. I don't have a problem with it. A lot of other men, black men out there, don't have a problem with that. I enjoy seeing Kamala out there doing her thing, standing up and giving speeches or whatever. And as she's been going along, she's getting. She started out kind of a little weak there, but she's getting better at doing speeches. She's getting better at going out and talking to the public about who she is. And most of the folks thought that the more she went out and she talked and everything, people keep on saying, "Well, I don't know her. I don't know her." Well, they eventually understood and knew why they saying, I don't know her, I don't know her, so I don't know if I'm going to vote for her. Even black folks were saying this. And her being black, you would think that she would have almost 95% of the black population who will come out and vote for her. Well, that's not true. Uh, she's got less of our majority, our people and stuff and everything coming out and saying that they're going to vote for her. It's in the 85 percentile. Well, when Biden was running, he got a lot more numbers in the black community than she is polling for. So most of that number that they're looking at are those black men who keep saying, I don't know her, I don't know her, I don't know her. They know her. They just don't want to vote for a woman, especially a black woman. So what happens? What do you do about it? Can she address that issue? Not really. As a woman in this country, and especially a black woman in this country, there are certain norms that you just can't cross. That's where she's at. She's at that norm. She can't cross that line because she doesn't know how all the black men want to take the fact and everything that she's criticizing them because they're not going to vote for her and how she's going to articulate that question. So what does she do? She grabs our black male president, Barack. She doesn't tell him what to say at the rallies. I know she didn't tell him what to say, but Barack's not dumb. He knows. He's seen the poll numbers. He sees what's going on. He knows where she is getting weak at. He knows that she has reached that plateau of voters and stuff who saying that they're going to vote for, and she has not been able to move up any higher because of those folks and stuff who keep saying, I don't know her. They've seen her. She's spoken. She did everything she could, but she cannot get over that hump. So, our black president stood on the stage Wednesday evening in Pittsburgh and he spoke. There wasn't any women on the stage with him. He only had Bob Casey, who is running for U.S. Senate out of Pennsylvania. And there was that male testosterone, I guess you might say, sitting up there on that stage. None of the women and stuff in the campaign were up there. I watched the entire speech that our president gave. He started out slow. And as he went along, he got stronger and he got stronger and he got stronger and he got stronger. And finally, he broached that question about these men out there who would rather vote for that orange, blonde, pink, or whatever hair color he has to vote for him in office than to vote for her because she is a black woman. She's black and she's a woman. He broached that question to him. What is wrong with them? And he pointed, not in a very strong sense, but he inundated, and they knew he was talking to them. I know they knew he was talking to them, and I'm glad that he was able to broach that situation and that problem. Now, what's going to happen today, yesterday, after he had did his thing, today, or into the future of the campaign? I don't know. I don't think anyone knows what's going to happen. Is he was his critique and stuff of what they were doing was going to help them to go ahead on and say, okay, I will go and vote. We don't know because we have some stubborn black men out there who, I don't care what you tell them, they're going to stick their feet in the ground. They're going to get even stubborn. They're going to tell their wives, and they're going to, you better not vote for that black woman. And it's possible that they may listen to them, but they are going behind a curtain. Nobody's going to see their vote, not her husband, anybody. So if she wants to pull that lever for Harris and stuff and everything secretly, that's her choice. And will those black men, at least 4, 5, maybe 10% of them might say, yeah, Barack, you're right. I should not use her blackness and being a woman and stuff because of my prejudices as not to vote for her. I was very impressed by his speech. I really was. At a point in time, about a quarter way through, I get I usually can feel what's going on, and I get a pretty good gauge of situations and stuff that's before me, and being able to understand human frailties, the the weakness and stuff, and different places because of their body language. And his body language and stuff showed me that he was a little bit nervous about what he was getting ready to do and what he was going to say. But he, you guys get a chance, listen to that speech, play it, go on YouTube. Barack Obama's speech in Pittsburgh. Just put it into a search line and hit the button. It's going to bring you to his full speech. There's at least 4 or 5 different networks and stuff, including PBS, MSNBC, Fox, ABC, who recorded or will stream his rally speech. And there was a point during the speech that our president got very, very emotional. He was close to tears. I'm gonna let you guys look at it. I'm not gonna say what happened, how it got to that point and everything, but we knew that he was close to tears and stuff and everything during his speech, speaking about what was going on in this country that was being allowed to happen in the name of the ignoramus, that we were allowing this man to stay in this race, knowing what kind of person he is. And the fact that he can sit there in front of an audience in Detroit and literally call those people in that city dumb, ignorant, and one of those nasty words that he always called them, old shithole countries or shithole cities. He sat there in that city and said that about those people and stuff there. If that doesn't arouse those voters and stuff in Detroit, they'll come out in droves to vote for Kamala Harris. I don't know what's going on. You don't sit there in somebody's city and talk about them in a negative manner. This man is a racist. He does not care about black folks. I'm not going, well, yes, I am. Our vice president went on The View, I think this was on Tuesday, and she spoke very eloquently with these 5 women, five women, including Whoopi and Sonny Hoskins. Whoopi and Sonny are black women. The rest of them women on the dais There's uh, two white women and a Hispanic lady. The next day, this knucklehead goes to a rally because he didn't like what happened on The View and called out not the women, the white women or the Hispanic woman, but the two black women on that stage. And he called them nasty. They are nasty. And told he had he brought out Whoopi's name purposely and said, "Yeah, she used to work for me, but she's nasty. She's a nasty thing. She is something nasty." Why pick out these two black women and the other people on the Diaz there, the white women, said just as bad things about him as they did, but he picked out those two black women and called them nasty. My people, my people, my people. You allow this man to become your president, whatever comes, you deserve it. But some of these other people out here who understand and know about this man, you're hurting us. You're hurting your people because he doesn't care whether you vote for him or not. He already told you, you can vote for him or you don't have to vote for him. He don't care because he's going to get what he wants to get no matter what. He's going to try to rob. He's going to try to steal the election. If he doesn't get it, he's going to say it's illegal and that he won. And he's going to try to rile up as many people as he can. And as he riling up those people, as many as he can, he is going to reap whatever he is. He's not going to lose in this deal, whether he wins or he loses. He is not going to lose because he only cares about himself. And he knows that if he loses, he's going to make some money. If he wins, he's going to make even more money. He will sell this country out. He will sell them same black folks who looking at this man and thinking he's their hero. He going to sell you out. He don't care about you. Why are you voting for him? What's wrong with you? There is something wrong here. You hate black women enough that you will sell your own self for a few pieces of silver that you might get. Save us. Save us, save us, save us. All right. Well, I have a lot of things and stuff here on my list, but those two, three topics that I spoke about, they are the highlight of what I'm feeling and stuff today. Friday, October the 11th. We need to pray, people, for our folks down there in Florida. Those people who have been hurt, their homes tore up, they didn't deserve that. I can remember 8, 9, 10 years ago when some of these crazy Republicans were sitting on there being climate deniers. Now we and some of the folks in the rest of the world are feeling the effects of climate change. We could have avoided a lot of this stuff, or at least stopped that the erosion and stuff of our climate if we had of did something about it and been serious about it 10 years ago or 15 years ago. But we didn't. All our scientists, brilliant people, were telling us in this country and the world climate change is real, but everybody denied it. Now we are catching it. These storms that are coming through into this country are getting to be more devastating and destructive than anything. Helena, a week or so ago, came through and did damage to the coast of Florida on the west side, all the way up into North Carolina. No one in their infinite wisdom would have thought that a hurricane that hit Florida would travel that many miles up into our country and create disastrous effect upon a region up in the mountains that would never have gotten had this happened to them in 100 years or 200 years. Have destroyed a whole region. Those people up there in those mountains, only God knows when they're going to be able to get their homes back or when they're going to have their life to be resorted back to normal. They're looking at least 5 or 6 years of what's going on to get back to somewhat near normal and stuff in their region. And they're looking to us and to the federal government to help them to get through it. But the government can't do it all. And I think 4 or 5 months down the road, those people are going to realize that they're only going to get so much help. They're not going to get all of their home, their properties, their infrastructure back. It's going to be a long, drawn out affair. And I feel sorry for them because a lot of them are probably going to be dependent upon the government to house them and do everything and stuff for them for maybe a year or two, even if they get some of the electricity back, even if they get some of the roads fixed. These people's homes have been destroyed. The whole landscape around where they have their homes at. They have these homes up on a hill. The water done washed all of that out. $200 billion they estimated it's going to cost them to get themselves back together again. That's not counting what they're going to need down in Florida. And the fact that most of the people down there whose homes have been destroyed and trailers have been destroyed, they don't have insurance. And FEMA is only going to maximum out, they said, I'm hearing $42,000. $42,000 won't put a doghouse up with the prices going, with the inflation going on these days. So what do we do? I don't know. I do know that they need our prayers because this hurricane season people are not over with. There's some more storms coming. Mother Nature's not done. I have family members who live in Florida. I call and talk to them, and I asked him, "You gonna stay there? You gonna stay there?" He said, "Yeah, they want to stay there." Well, that's their prerogative. Old uncle here, he's gonna wherever he at, he's gonna support them no matter what. So if they need something or help, whatever, I'm gonna have to do what I can to help. I have no other choice. Their family. Even my buddy Ted, sitting in Florida. I'm gonna ask him that same question on the show whenever he get electricity back and the internet back and he gets back into his home. I'm gonna ask him that question on his show. Man, you gonna stay? You gonna leave Florida or what? Find some other place to go, cause I myself personally don't know if I would stay. I really don't. The climate is beautiful. You got the palm trees. You got you got a dock sitting out there and water and beautiful scenery and stuff there, and that's why they're moving down there. It's nice and warm year round, but is it worth tearing up your home that you put all your money into to stay there and have it and get it rebuilt and have the hurricanes come through there and tear it up again, or the flood to come through there, or the water to come through there, or tornadoes and stuff? Because the folks over there on the east coast of Florida, down there in St. Lucia's County and stuff, where they had almost 20 some tornadoes to touch the ground because of the hurricane that was coming through. So old Milton sitting out there in the Gulf of Mexico, a powerful force. It I can't I cannot even describe it. It's you can look at it on the satellite and know that that white cloud that they're showing on these news programs, that these people are taking pictures from the satellites up in way up in the air, that this thing is humongous and it packs enough power and strength and everything to ruin a whole state of Florida. 40, 30 some million people. Doesn't care. There's Mother Nature coming through, and she can pack some power. That baby set out there in that Gulf of Mexico, and that water is nice and warm, 80 some degrees or higher, and it's sitting there sucking that moisture up right out of that right out of that Gulf, and it took all that moisture and it dumped it right there on Florida. Bam! Some places they said they received 18 inches of water in less than 2 or 3 hours. 18 inches of rain. That's not counting the storm surge. You got a wall of water coming at you at least 10 to 14 foot high. Can you imagine a wall of water? You standing up there, your little bitty self, and there is a wall of water as far as you can see both ways coming at you. I heard of. I don't know if I could even see that. And those people where those tornadoes came down and tore up St. Lucia's County there in Florida. Can you imagine winds so strong and powerful that it picked a semi truck up and a trailer and threw it on his side. Those things weighing 80,000 pounds. They weigh over 80,000 pounds. It picked it up, boom, and threw it over on his side. That's powerful. Wind can do that. What's coming next, people? Florida, you got my prayers. Anyway, we're just about at the end of our show. I'll probably be doing another one on Sunday. I hope Mr. Harvey will be back. But we're about at the end here, people. I enjoyed myself. I'm gonna do this again. So if Ted's not here Sunday, I'll be back on, people. So we got plenty to talk about, man. This world is something else. Oh, let me say something here. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but the man's name is Tanishi Coates. We'll be talking about him on our next show, people. The brother is another James Baldwin, whatever you want to call him, black man. Got a lot to say. I watched him do it 2 or 3 interviews. He was on CBS the other day, and one of the people on the stage, literally in so many words, called him a terrorist. Horrible word to say to the man at his face. Ah. We're going to talk about this. I got a lot to say about it. I'm going to let what I've seen and what I've heard and stuff and watched him in his interviews had to say. Tanishi is a special person, very good writer. I have not read the book, The Message. I'm probably going to read it. I don't know when, but he's got so much to say in that book that it's going to take me some time and stuff to read it and everything, but I'm going to get it and I'm going to read it. But from what I've been hearing, it is dynamite. They're trying to censor his book right now. They don't want people to read it. Now, Melania put out a book. They're not censoring that. Have a good evening, people. We'll talk to you in 2 days. Thank you. Bye bye.